Have you ever wondered why some people enter your life for only a season, while others leave a mark on your soul forever? Maybe you've spent nights asking God, "Why am I still waiting?" Perhaps you've watched others find love while your heart remains unanswered. You've prayed silently. You've cried when nobody was looking. You've told yourself that maybe love just isn't meant for you. But what if your waiting isn't a punishment? What if it's preparation? What if, at this very moment, God is writing a story so beautiful that if He showed it to you today, it would bring tears to your eyes? This message is for the person who feels forgotten. For the person who has loved and lost. For the person who is tired of hearing, "Your time will come." And for the person who still believes, deep down, that God has not forgotten their name. Because God has chosen someone special for you. Not by accident. Not by chance. But by divine design. Think about it. The God who created billions of stars, who knows every grain of sand on every shore, who knows the number of hairs on your head, do you really believe He would leave something as important as your future to coincidence? No. God doesn't work in coincidences. He works in purpose. There is someone, somewhere in this world, whose story is being written alongside yours. Their heart is being shaped. Their character is being tested. Their faith is growing. And just like you, they may be asking questions they don't yet have answers to. Maybe they're praying for you without even knowing your name. Imagine that for a moment. While you're wondering if anyone thinks about you before they sleep, there may be someone out there asking God to send them a person exactly like you. Your kindness. Your strength. Your imperfections. Your heart. Everything you've been told was too much for the wrong people will one day be exactly what the right person loves about you. The world has taught us that love is about finding someone quickly. God teaches us that love is about finding someone wisely. There is a difference. The world says, "Don't wait." God says, "Trust me." The world says, "Settle before it's too late." God says, "I am never late." And maybe that's the lesson you've been learning all along. Because waiting is not wasted when God is involved. Every disappointment has taught you something. Every goodbye has protected you from something. Every closed door has guided you toward the door that was always meant to open. You may not understand it now. You may still carry the pain of unanswered prayers. But one day, you'll look back and realize that every delay had a purpose. One day, you'll meet someone who makes your past make sense. Someone who doesn't just hear your words but understands your silence. Someone who doesn't ask you to become someone else to be loved. Someone who stays. And when that day comes, you'll realize that God wasn't ignoring your prayers. He was answering them slowly. Because some blessings are too important to rush. Think of a seed planted beneath the ground. For weeks, sometimes months, it appears as though nothing is happening. But beneath the surface, roots are growing. Strength is developing. Preparation is taking place. And then one day, what was hidden becomes visible. Your story is no different. Just because you cannot see God working doesn't mean He has stopped working. He's preparing moments you haven't lived yet, conversations you haven't had, memories you haven't made, and a person you haven't met. So tonight, before you sleep, stop asking, "Why am I still alone?" Instead ask, "God, what are you preparing me for?" Because the answer may change everything. Your waiting season is not your final season. Your loneliness is not your identity. And your story is not over. In fact, it may just be beginning. There is someone special that God has chosen for you. And when the time is right, nothing on earth will be able to keep what God has planned away from you. Remember this. If God can turn darkness into light, if He can calm storms with a single word, if He can create miracles out of impossible situations, then He can certainly bring the right person into your life at exactly the right moment. So don't lose hope. Don't let temporary loneliness convince you of permanent truths. Keep growing. Keep healing. Keep believing. Because somewhere between your prayers and God's perfect timing, a beautiful story is being written. And one day, you'll understand why you had to wait. God has chosen someone special for you. Trust His timing, because what is meant for you will never miss you. There are moments in life when silence feels louder than words. You see couples holding hands. You attend weddings. You scroll through social media and watch everyone else seemingly living the life you've been praying for. And somewhere in the middle of it all, a small voice inside you whispers, "God, did you forget about me?" But here's something you need to understand. God has never forgotten a single prayer you've prayed. Not the ones spoken out loud. Not the ones whispered through tears. And especially not the prayers you were too exhausted to put into words. Sometimes, God answers our prayers in 3 ways. Yes. Not yet. Or, I have something better. Most people can accept yes. Many struggle with not yet. But almost no one understands I have something better. Because better often comes disguised as waiting. Think about the people who left your life. At the time, it hurt. You questioned yourself. You wondered what you did wrong. You replayed conversations in your mind 1,000 times. But what if those endings were actually acts of protection? What if God saw things you couldn't see? Perhaps He saw a future where your heart would have been broken beyond repair. Perhaps He saw dreams you would have sacrificed. Perhaps He saw that the person you wanted wasn't the person you needed. God sees the entire picture while we only see a single moment. That's why faith is trusting Him even when His plan doesn't make sense. The person God has chosen for you won't arrive to complete you. They will arrive to walk beside you. Because God never intended another human being to become your source of happiness. That place belongs to Him. And maybe that's why you've been waiting. Because before God brings someone into your life, He wants you to discover who you are without them. He wants you to know that you are valuable even when nobody texts you good morning. That you are worthy even when nobody says, I love you. That your purpose existed long before your future relationship ever will. Too many people spend their lives searching for someone else while losing themselves in the process. Don't make that mistake. Use this season to become the person you've been called to be. Read more. Pray more. Heal more. Grow more. Build the life you've always dreamed of. Because when the right person finally arrives, you won't have to abandon your purpose to make room for them. They will fit into the life God helped you build. And here's something beautiful to think about. At this very moment, God may be teaching your future person the same lessons He's teaching you. While you're learning patience, they're learning faith. While you're learning self-worth, they're learning commitment. While you're becoming ready for them, they're becoming ready for you. Isn't that amazing? Two people. Two different places. One divine plan. You may never know how many times your paths almost crossed. Perhaps you've been in the same city, the same store, the same crowd. Maybe you've walked past each other without realizing that one day you'll share your deepest fears, your biggest dreams, and countless memories together. Life is mysterious that way. God's timing is mysterious too. But mysterious doesn't mean absent. It simply means that the story hasn't reached that chapter yet. And when it does, don't be surprised if it happens when you least expect it. That's often how God works. He brings blessings when you've finally stopped trying to control everything. He opens doors after you've accepted that some doors were never meant to open. He gives peace when you've grown tired of worrying. So if you're listening to this today, take it as a reminder. You are not behind in life. You are not running out of time. And you are not forgotten. Your timeline does not have to look like everyone else's. Some people find love at 20. Others at 30. Others much later. But love that comes from God isn't measured by speed. It's measured by purpose. One day, someone will look at you and thank God that you didn't give up. They'll thank God for every lesson that shaped you. Every hardship that strengthened you. Every season that prepared your heart. And you'll realize that all those years of waiting were never empty. They were full of preparation. So tonight, instead of asking God, when will they come? Ask Him, what do you want me to learn before they arrive? Because the answer to that question may be the key to the next chapter of your life.